Hi guys, and welcome to Paul's DIY. I've had a request to do a room tour, so I thought I'd do a room tour. So I'm just going to walk you around the room and talk a little bit about everything that's in here. So I'll just flip the camera around. So first, let's start off with my Joker custom, which is pretty much complete. But unfortunately, as I mentioned in my last video, I've lost quite a lot of footage. But it was more or less the same custom that I did on my Kylo Ren custom, where I did him on his knees, and as you can see here, I've cut it away, bent the knee, and then filled it in with Milliput and give it a paint job. Give the whole figure a paint job really. His eyebrows were terrible, so I got rid of them. I was going to paint them on, but I thought it looked more creepy without the eyebrows. And I took a bit of inspiration from Nolan's Batman Joker, where Heath Ledger had a bit of white makeup on his hands, and apparently they actually did it on purpose to show that the Joker had put the makeup on his face himself. So there, as you can see, I've just made a bit of green and different colours onto his face, just to show that the makeup isn't perfect, and he's done it. Again, I took inspiration from the Prime 1 Studios figurine. He's got the explosive vest on his chest there, and there's also dynamite dotted around the base. There's one there on the wall, and then another set of dynamite in the gargoyle's hands, which all can be set off using this plunger. And then I've made a little newspaper with an image I found off Google Images. The Joker terrorizes Gotham City, and to be fair, the likeness with that is actually more or less spot on with the actual figure, and that's not intended. And then I bought this little rose off eBay. I was going to drill a little hole into his hand and have it hold it, or it can just be placed on the base there. And obviously I've got a miniature pack of cards, and I've dotted Joker cards, aces around on the base. And then some of you guys might remember this. This was from the custom belt buckle that I made out of wood. I've reused that and placed it onto the front. So yeah, that's the Joker custom. Unfortunately, the actual video is not going to be that in depth. Again, using Milliput, I cut away his finger to get the gun in, and then remade the finger up using Milliput and painted it. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully a video coming soon about that. And then down here I've got my two DIY bedside lamps. And then moving along, this is where I do the majority of my editing at my desk and the majority of my projects. So I've got the Deadpool bust bank. The unboxing video is uploading as we speak, or as I speak. So to protect my desk, I always have a bit of material, and once that material has got paint on it and that, I'll rip it off and put a fresh one on. And then, as I mentioned, I do all my editing on there, which as I said before, can get very, very boring to do. I'm not a fan of editing. And then when you see me do my customs like this, where the camera is shooting straight down, there's no magic trick, the camera's not hovering, it's basically just hanging on a bit of card that's taped to the wall using masking tape, obviously so it doesn't pull the paint off, and then the camera just sits on it like so. And there you go. So moving on, we've got the Red Hood Custom that's going on nicely. Especially love the chest emblem. Need to do a bit more sanding on the helmet and then give it a paint, and that one should pretty much be done. And then we've got all my paint brushes, bits and bats to help do my mould, clay sculpting and stuff like that. This is a commission piece that one of my subscribers has asked me to do, and I think you can tell what this is. This is a grapple gun from the Batman v Superman film, and he's asked me to make that for his 31-inch Batman figurine. And then this is probably one of my best and most favourite DIY projects that I've ever done. This is the book I wrote. Actually, the story behind this is when I was in Afghanistan. For those of you who don't know, I served in the army from 2005 to 2012. On my first tour in Afghanistan, just to keep me sane during my downtime, I wrote this book. So it's basically just it's a zombie, which is my favourite genre, and yeah, it's over 300 pages. Is it? So I looked at watched a few YouTube videos on how to do your own book binding, and this is pretty much the only hard copy. So it might never ever get published. When I eventually get some time, I will be getting a Kickstarter page up and running for it. But yeah, all my friends have read it, they think it's fantastic, and the ending leaves it open, maybe possibly for a sequel if I ever get round to writing another one. So yeah, moving on, I've got obviously my Jack Daniels decanter, good old Cybot, which is currently just gathering dust at the moment. This is a little weekly magazine build that I did when I was a kid. I never finished it. That looks like I probably never will, but as you can see, I've got all the magazines down there. I will eventually finish this. There are videos on my channel, and I will get this finished. And then I'll show you my view. So that is my garden down there. I think the grass needs a cut. And then the houses on both sides. So we've got seating Thanos on his throne, and then kneeling Kylo Ren, missing a hand. And this is a new custom that I did. I didn't do a video on it because it's pretty much the same as that, but I just took the head from, oops, I can never remember his name. I think he's off, is it the Star Wars Rebels cartoon? And I pretty much gave him a full makeover, facelift. I've redone the nose, redone the hairline, because originally it was just a parting straight down the middle. Trying to make him look more like Kylo Ren than what he did. So yeah, they're like a two-piece custom together. And then my newest one, absolutely love this guy. I think I've done a fantastic job on that. Let's see, Thanos. And then got good old Lucille. This was a custom I did a while ago. I think it was when Negan actually first appeared on the TV show. And if I'm honest, the season finale, I thought it was just rushed. I wasn't a fan of how they ended the all-out war. It was a lot more gruesome, a lot more better in the comics. But I think they had to do that way just to tame down the violence. Because they did get a lot of complaints after Negan appeared on the show and bashed in Glenn's brains. Yes, that's Negan, Lucille. And then obviously I've got my dartboard. Now this isn't actually bolted at the moment, because me and my wife and my daughter are going to be moving in a couple of months, so I didn't want to drill some holes into the wall just before we uproot and leave. But that's my dartboard. Now I'm going to be painting this grey, and it's not because I don't like this colour, I actually really do, but I have big plans for my new office / man cave, and the grey is going to fit in perfect with my new interior design for that. and that is going to be probably the biggest DIY project you'll see on my YouTube channel. So look out for that coming up. Well, I say a couple of months, but we've got to obviously get moved in first. So obviously I've got my TV with my PlayStation, my PS3, and then all my games, wide range of games. Obviously Dead Island, because I do love zombie films and games. Massive Final Fantasy fan. Just go down here, you can see all my walkthrough guides. I like to play the game first and then use the walkthrough guide to get all the secret items. And then, as I mentioned, I am ex-army, so that is my Iraq medal. I served in Iraq in 2006, and then I served in Afghanistan in 2011 and 12, so I did 2 tours in Afghan. That's my Jubilee medal, Queen's Jubilee, my ISAF medal. And I made a little display case. I served in the Royal Artillery, and there's a Royal Artillery badge on the front. And then got my Goku figure. I was going to do a light, bedside light custom, might still do that. I think it just looks awesome just sat there, to be fair. I do love playing, as I mentioned, darts, but I also love playing snooker. So I've got my own pool cue. And then for you guys who saw the custom golf clubs, golf coat rack that I made for my father-in-law, he absolutely loved them. And then I found these on eBay. He loves barbecuing as well, so I got these for his upcoming birthday. So it's basically barbecue utensils with golf club handles. So I think he's absolutely going to love that. So yeah, I've got all the classic PlayStation games, PS2 games and PS3 games. And I'll be completely honest, it's been a while since I last played on my PlayStation. So that's like my gaming corner. All my games, TV, my darts. And then I have my Batman Noel figurine, custom figure that I made with a custom base. And this was actually the last figure I made using, I used to do a mixture of filler and wood glue. And that's how I repositioned the knee on that. And then I can never remember his name, but someone left a comment saying try Milliput, and it's the best suggestion I've ever had, because Milliput is fantastic for stuff like that. And then we've got Flashpoint Batman with his gun, and again custom base. And I can't, as I mentioned, me and my wife and daughter are moving. I seriously can't wait because I'm running out of room. I'm having to prop them onto the radiator. Yep, so if I keep moving around, this is very special to me. This was my first ever cosplay build, 1:1 scale Cloud Strife sword, all made out of cardboard. And it's almost as tall as me, so if I just take this down. So if I flip the camera around, so I'm about 6 foot and it comes up to my ear. So it does weigh quite a bit as well. So I don't think it'll ever be Comic-Con friendly because it does weigh quite a bit. But yeah, this was the first ever cosplay build that I ever made, and I don't think I'm ever going to throw it away. I love it too much. The detail on it I think is brilliant. It was my first ever attempt. So I just flipped the camera back around. Yeah, so as I mentioned, I've got my gaming corner there, and then as we move around you can see my guitar case and stand and seat. So this is my music corner / reading corner. Actually I have 3 guitars in there. I've got my classical guitar, electric guitar and my acoustic. And this is where I sit in the corner and try and learn how to play guitar. Now I was actually doing some lessons, but and I went out and bought a brand new car so I couldn't afford the lessons. But I'm still learning using YouTube and stuff like that. But this is my like quiet corner when I'm reading, and this is where I like to jam out a few chords on the guitar. So as you can see, I do like to read. I'll just show you these quickly. These three are my most prized collectibles. I can't remember when I bought these, years and years ago. They are NECA, I think the make is. Oops. So yeah, they brought out these three, but I've never been able to find Dolph Lundgren, Ivan Drago one of these. They have been through the wars. I have dropped them quite a few times. I'm not sure if you can see, but especially Rocky, his hands have broken off a few times. But yeah, I love these things. I think the details on them is perfect. And before I just dropped it then, but I actually have his championship belt as well. So moving on, as I mentioned, I do like to read, and if any of you guys like crime novels, Simon Koenig is definitely someone to read. His novels are fantastic when it comes to gangster type crime novels. So as we move down, the Terminator, and then we've got Walking Dead comics in the volumes 1, 2 and 3. I think the 4th one's come out now actually. And then we've got the actual Walking Dead novels, Dead Island. If you like the game, definitely read the book. The book is fantastic. And then we've got Rick Grimes' Revolver. And I did actually have the belt, and I had it for quite a lot of years. I went to Comic Con in London and cosplayed as Rick Grimes. And when I bought it, I uploaded a video. It's actually still on my channel. And I had a subscriber called Rocco Polanco, I think his name was, or that was his YouTube name, and he hounded me to buy the belt off me, but I'd literally just got it myself, and I didn't sell it to him. Obviously, I didn't want to. Wanted to keep it. And then this was about 2 years ago. I left a comment on the same video saying I'm finally ready to let go. Do you want to buy it? And never got an answer. But luckily, another subscriber saw the message, he wanted it, and I sold it to him, so he's very happy. And yeah, but I've still got the revolver. Now this is the plastic DB revolver, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of this. I just think it is absolutely fantastic. It's just spring loaded, so that's a revolver, and then it sits perfectly in place right in front of all my zombie novels, again, that I love. So guys, that was my room tour. I hope you enjoyed it. A bit of glare off of the light. So yeah, if you got any questions, please leave a comment below. As I mentioned, my Deadpool bust bank should already be on there, and then the next video will probably be either the Joker custom or my Red Hood custom, and then I also have the Deadpool bust bank custom that I want to get ready and built and made before the 16th of May when Deadpool 2 comes out. So guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you for the next video. Cheers.